for our first Good Talk, Zoe Talk.
So today I am going to share with you one of my biggest tips in how to prepare yourself to speak and not just your content. So I'm going to start off with a story. It's where you're all sitting comfortably. Then I'll begin. So there once was a lady called Andrea who lived in an average house in Huddersfield. She had a son called Max who was 15, and in 6 weeks' time Max was going to start his exams. And Andrea really wanted to support her son, so she came down in the morning and over the breakfast bar she said, "This is a big deal, I hope you're ready." And she also said, "I really hope that you don't make a fool of yourself in front of this class." She thought, good job done. So the next day she came down and she said, "Max, so long as you have memorised that textbook, word for word, you'll be absolutely fine." The next day she came back and she said, "Oh God, you hate exams, don't you? You've always been a bit rubbish at them. I don't know why you're bothering, really." Okay, job. Just doing a good job. The next day she came down and Max's face was looking a little bit white. And she said, "Just take some deep breaths. Calm down. Done it. Got it." And on this went every single day for 6 weeks. The day the first exam came, and Max got out of bed, he sprung out of bed, happy as, excited to do his exam, couldn't wait because this was going to be awesome. I'm kidding. Actually, he got out of bed thinking, oh my God, I haven't slept all night. I'm already shaky. I'm already feeling sick. What on earth is going to happen today? He just about managed to get himself into normality to walk through the door and hoped that nobody spoke to him on the way because he was just about holding himself together. He sat down at his desk ready to take his exam and he thought, God, I hope I don't pass out because right now I'm hyperventilating. And he reached for his one and only trusted tool. I'll just take a few deep breaths and I'll hope I get through this. Now hands up if that resonates with anybody in terms of how you prepare yourself for standing and speaking. I hope that gives you an opportunity to conceptualise the idea of what you do to yourself before you get up here and do that talk. So let me just explain it to you. So here we have the event. And here we have that first time that you notice that the event is happening, that first moment. How many times a day do you think about it? A few? Often. So the next day you think about it and it gets a little bit bigger. And the next day a little bit bigger. And the next day a little bit bigger. And the next day a little bit bigger. And on, and on, and on, and on, and on. By the time you get to the event, this is you. And we all know that our bodies are designed to rev us up for these things. They're designed to protect us. They're designed to fight, flight, freeze, that kind of response. Then you're hoping with a few deep breaths are going to take you from this to serene mental peace and calm within a few seconds. Potentially at a point in a situation that you're not particularly comfortable in. So in a situation where you're thinking, I'm not 100% happy and secure in what I'm doing, You're hoping that a few of these is going to take you from a state that is this to a state of calm, comfortable, serene peace and comfort. Do you think it works? Sometimes it does. I certainly don't say that teaching you breathing techniques is one technique. It absolutely is. Absolutely works. But it is an opportunity in the moment, not the whole opportunity. And if that is the one tool that you have in your kit, then that isn't big enough. Because in some situations it'll work, but it depends on how big this is. Depends on how effective that's going to be or not. So the idea that we want to do is we want to get this to be as big as it was here. Any idea how we do that?
Stop thinking about it.
Stop thinking about it. Is that going to happen? No. No, it is not going to happen. The tip that I want to share with you tonight is word language. This is some of the language that does not work. So if you catch yourself saying any of these sorts of things, then stop. Because that language just takes you further and further along that diagram that we've just had. I hate public speaking. I hope this goes well. I'm so nervous. Please don't be sick. I hope I don't start shaking. I hate everyone looking at me. Has anyone else got any other examples that crosses their minds when they're preparing for these kinds of things?
I hope I don't look a fool.
I hope I don't look a fool. That's a massive one. I hope I don't embarrass myself.
I hope people are interested in what I've got to say.
I hope people are interested in what I've got to say.
I hope I don't forget what I'm saying.
I hope I don't forget what I'm saying. These have all come from my experience with dealing with clients for the last 5 years, and this is exactly what everybody does. You are certainly not alone. Every single person that I've helped with public speaking knows that's exactly what they do. I hope I don't lose my words. I hope I remember my content. I hope people like what I'm going to do. Oh God, this is a horrible thing. I don't really know why I'm doing it. No, come on, I can do it. Oh God, I'm so nervous. Oh, take some deep breaths, calm down. And they do it over and 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 over again. And what actually happens is every time you're doing that, you're just making it bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Until you get to the point that so many people prepare their content, they know what they're going to say. They do the whole, if I know this book word for word, then I'll be absolutely fine. That's what they do. They never think about, hang on a minute, what about me? What about the state that I'm getting myself into before I get to this point? So, piece of paper and a pen, and you want to write this down. These are the 3 rules of language. Are you ready for the big reveal? Okay, language that works. Number 1, it has to be what you want, not what you don't want. Number 2, it has to be time specific. And in a moment after everyone's written them down, I'll go through these. And it has to be realistic and powerful. So number 1. Do not think about a pink elephant with white spots. What happens? How your brain functions is it cannot possibly not think about something. It doesn't register the don'ts, it doesn't register that context, it registers the content of the sentence. And the reason it does that is because how can you not think about a pink elephant with white spots unless you have a reference for a pink elephant with white spots? So the minute that you say don't think about something, the minute your brain goes, well, what is it? What's that thing? So when you say, oh God, I don't want to be nervous, it goes nervous. What's nervous? How does nervousness feel? When was I nervous? Why am I nervous? What is there to be nervous about? Where's the content? Where are you sending yourself? And we all have the ability to go from 0 to a huge snowball in about 5 seconds. We all have that ability. But you threw the first punch because you said, don't get nervous. And then on it goes. Don't get nervous. Well, why do I need to be nervous? What's to be nervous about? Oh God, last time I did a talk, I absolutely bombed. Oh, this is... Where are you sending yourself? What are you doing? Stop. It has to be what you want, not what you don't want. So that first thought, that first punch has to be in the right context. What is it that you want? So when you're stood up here, what do you want?
Give a great presentation.
Give a great presentation. What else?
Be confident.
I'm confident.
To be remembered for what you can say. Clarity.
Yeah, I'm remembered. People enjoy it. Where's your brain going the minute that you say it?
It's a feeling of those things.
It starts finding the evidence that fits with the context of whatever you've just said. So be careful with your language. It is always what you want and not what you don't want. Time specific. Your unconscious mind has no perception of time. It does not know a long time, it does not know a short time. So either the time is now, it is, I am. Or it's specific. Every day, I feel more confident. When I walk in the room, I'll feel comfortable. So it either has to be now, I am, it is, it's just, it is. There's no question. Or it has to be at this point in this time. So this is why you might have been surprised that when I did these words, I had, I hope this goes well. What does that do?
It's hoping, which is, you need to hope it's going to go on because it isn't going on.
When?
Hope, yeah.
When? So your brain goes, yeah, great, I hope. I'm not going to do anything with that. I don't know when. So be careful when you say things like I will or I hope. Yes, they're good sentences to give you a little boost, but your brain's not going to do anything with them. So they're not the best. The last one is realistic and powerful. I do not prescribe over crazy, everything is fantastic and the world is wonderful. Because what does your brain do? That's not.
Yes.
Stop lying to me. It's not how it is. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to go back to the statements that we had before. It's about being realistic. So something that is realistic, what could you say?
I feel confident in every presentation I make.
Is that realistic? Yes.
I'm going to enjoy it.
I'm going to enjoy this. Is that realistic? Possible?
Yeah.
Do you believe it?
In my experience.
Do you believe it?
Yeah.
What about something along the lines of no matter what? No matter what happens, I've got the tools and abilities to deal with it. That's realistic. What about the people in the room have come, they've signed up, they're on my side. That's realistic. The second part is powerful. The reason that I have that there is because it has to be powerful to you. Claire might say a statement like, I can feel confident in every presentation that I give. Ollie, you might be sat there going, yeah, right, I don't believe that. It has to be something that feels realistic and powerful to you, nobody else. It's not about saying these statements are great for everybody. It's about designing your language so it says something to you that's realistic and So, taking all of that into consideration, let's have a look at some of these. I hate public speaking.
It's not what you want. It's not what you want.
It's not what you want. What else? What else? What sorts of things could you say? What sort of examples could you use? Public speaking is enjoyable. Is that true for you? Powerful to you? We could have that one. Public speaking is enjoyable. What else?
People like me.
People like me.
I have interesting information to share.
Oh, I like that. I have interesting info to share. Yes. I make people laugh. I hope this goes well.
This will go well.
This will go well, yeah.
On
Will go
Thursday.
well? Is Wheel any better than Hope?
On Thursday. This is going to.
I think Will's a lot better than Rob.
So we're taking out this, make it even better than Will. Come on.
No.
I know this will go because it's not in this sentence.
You might change the entire sentence.
Yeah.
What about I am going to do well?
This will go well.
I am going to do well.
I am doing well. Every
So well.
time I speak.
Or every time I speak I'm doing well, or I do better. Is it, to me, that realistic element again? What about just saying every time I get up there I get better and better?
And what about like I actually don't care if I mess up there? Because getting up there is what counts type thing. You know,
Yeah,
it's
just-
going all there.
Getting up there is what counts. Leave it at that.
What's the worst
Getting
that
up there is
What's
what
the worst
counts.
that can
Do you like the phrasing of that sentence?
That's a good.
How could we say the same thing
Or,
but slightly differently?
No matter what happens, I'll be proud of myself for getting
Yeah,
up.
no matter what happens,
I'll be better than I were.
I'll be better than I was. Or you know, it's something about one I like is I'm always learning. For me, that's realistic. It's powerful, but it says get up there and do it. It says I'm always learning. So every time I get up, I learn. So I'm always learning. So yeah, give me that opportunity because I want to learn. What was yours?
No matter what happens, I'll be proud of myself for having got
No
up.
matter what happens, I'll be proud. There is oodles of these. So long as you stick to these 3 rules, you can say anything you like. And what will happen is if you catch yourself every time, by the time you get here, it will be this big. And on the day when you take some deep breaths, it's not that far to go from there to feeling relaxed. So catch yourself every single time. Think about those 3 rules. Is my language matching those rules? And if it's not, then change it. And that is my biggest tip for helping you to deal with yourself and prepare yourself well for any time that you speak. If you are interested and you want to know more, I'm doing a Prepare Yourself Well workshop on the 12th of July. Any help in getting that out there, any help in getting people to improve on their nerves is much appreciated. And if you want to connect with me, there's Facebook, Twitter and LinkedIn. I'm more than happy to chat to you and continue conversation.
Where and where?
It will be in central Leeds, 12th of July, and it's a day workshop.
I'll get a quick photo and I'll put it on Twitter.
Hashtag it.
Yeah. What hashtag that? I'll make it now.
See what I did there? Thank you very much.
You are welcome.